Yeah,
that question
yeah.
there,
So
though.
I
I
think
may have
that
digressed a
I
bit.
think that that in the use of plant medicine for optimizing performance, I think a lot of us appreciate that it can stimulate a better internal conversation with oneself, right? And to practice the voice and getting one's voice to be articulate through journaling, right? Through note taking, through writing, through some creative art, you know. But how is it manifest in terms of external communications, speaking with a colleague, dealing with a situation that might be contentious with a client that has expectations under stress? You know, how do you see this work empowering us? Because we're all looking to improve our ability to communicate and be clear and be direct and be honest and be transparent, right? Is there hope for those of us who struggle with that, you in an optimal performance process using plant medicine? How do you see it?
So you mentioned the word usage of words, and it's actually week 3 of our program is acknowledging your inner communication. And your inner communication is your external communication. But our inner communication, we forget how powerful that is. We've all heard the word that old saying, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt me. I'll call that one out. Words do hurt, but the most hurtful words are the ones you tell yourself. And the ones you tell yourself, which are most hurtful, are the subconscious words that we tell ourselves over and over again. The ones we don't even realize. We're so heck bent on what other people are saying to us, and we're forgetting that while we lay at rest, while we sit at peace, if we are not communicating with our inner self with that positivity, love, emotion, and grace, then the opposite is happening. And when that happens, that begins to create those limiting beliefs. Now, when we communicate with ourselves a specific way, then that's how we're also going to receive and give to others. So when we are able to recognize why certain words may bother us, or this is the real power play, your ability to recognize somebody else's words and realize that those words are not meant at you, and those words are that person actually mirroring themselves, and for that quick subconscious understanding, so that those words don't actually enter your soulful spirit. And when you're able to play that game consistently in your life, that empowers you to not just receive words, but also to give words in love, respect, grace, understanding, support, guidance. And those become powerful vestibles to how you're communicating with others and how others are receiving you.
Yes, I mean, I think that's awesome. I know that some of my teachers, um, they often will remind us of the difference between listening and hearing. That the listening, the art of listening, is a beautiful intention in setting intentions using plant medicine, because it's slower, it's more compassionate, it's more empathetic. It's really trying to um, be be one who is not taking that in a hearing personal way, you know. Very, that's a very, I think, a really great intention. If we had the building out these intentions for optimal performance is learning, because we're or always thinking we're always in this position, we feel we have to fix the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why
And
have to fix the problem? Why do I always have to fix the problem? Only through plant medicine have I'm saying now, this is my personal experiences,
mm-hmm.
you know what? Just take another night, let me sleep on it. Let me, as opposed to what I'm sure you see with many clients, right? Is transactional, got to fix the problem, move on. There's no breath, right? No breath work, no inhalation.
I firmly believe in this, Lou, and I think this is becoming of all of us, and it's the three letters ABC. Always be coaching. They may look at that. What are you talking about? No, we should always be coaching, every one of us, because coaching is understanding. The only way you can be a great coach is if you understand those around you. You can't coach what you don't understand, and you can't coach what you don't see. And in any type of relationship that we have, the relationship in our partnerships, think about it. The greatest partnerships are based upon understanding, because when you understand, you are able to compartmentalize
Yeah.
what someone is saying, what they're in need of, and how to properly communicate. So ABC, always be coaching and live in that coaching mentality, because if you are, then you're setting your goals on understanding the people that are part of your life. And if you can understand the people that you work with, wow, that's, and I use this word very loosely and lightly and softly and gently, that's power. Right. And the power is in a setting of understanding. That's a beautiful, organic way of having power. And the power is not a force. The power is a receiving. The power is an understanding. And if you can understand your colleagues, your peers, you will be able to communicate with them, because each and every one needs to be communicated with differently. And when you were able to do that,
Nice.
that's when you start to really flourish.
We like that. I want to encourage people, hey, please give us some questions, because we really would love to respond or key off any kind of questions. You just put them in the chat, and I'll start to pick them up if there are some. I'd like to just, while we're hoping we get some questions there, let's talk about the relationship of optimal performance to competition, the competitive spirit, which is often also misunderstood, the competitive spirit to win, the relentless spirit to win, which for many of us we admire, right? Especially with the athlete, go relentlessly, that competition to win. Do you see it differently now as you're incorporating plant medicine, compassion, and these other more heartfelt elements? Is it a competitive disadvantage, or is it a competitive advantage? How does competition play into this for you?
Oh, you would think, because of the calming effects or the softening effects of doing work, exactly the opposite. And the reason why is because you start developing, you start realizing and knowing your why, your purpose. And when you know your purpose in life, that's when competition is not about beating the other person or the other individuals or the other team or the other company. That's not the purpose of it. The goal becomes creating, finding, and searching for that divine within, and reaching that pinnacle of what your life is about. And that's the misperception. And you said this, so I'll tittle tattle on this. I'll step on this ground a little bit. Is the athlete world, and that's one of the most misunderstood aspects about great athletes. It's not about them beating the other person. Because they've been doing that all their lives. That's not what's driving them. What's driving them is the purpose within themselves, that they know deep inside that they can elevate in sports is physical, their physical or mental performance to such a high level. And that's what they're attempting to do. It's not just about them. It's about, I know I can complete this pass. I know I can run this great race. I know I can reduce my time in the marathon, right? And it's not always about the other person. To a great athlete, the other person is, hey, thanks for being there to get me to the other side of reaching my purpose.
Yes.
And that becomes a driving force. You can only count on winning and conquering for so long. I tell you what, it gets exhausting.
Sure.
And that's what you begin to realize with the practice of the medicine, is that you're able to really know your why
That's
and
right.
your purpose. And when we can understand our purpose, that's the most beautiful aspect, because then you can do anything. It doesn't matter what job you have. You can be at the checkout line at Whole Foods. And if you know your purpose in life, you can be delivering that purpose while checking out the food at Whole Foods, and you can be changing, inspiring, supporting, giving love, holding space. You can do a variety of things from that position when you know your purpose. And when we get so discombobulated and we constantly think about that external objective of the role, the money, the type of business, you can be an entrepreneur over and over and over again with the same exact purpose over
Yeah.
and over and over again. And that's just gratifying. It's
That's so
beautiful.